much anticipate this visit by Kansas. Vern Lundquist along with Clark Kellogg. And Tennessee, Clark will play shorthanded today. One player dismissed, 3 others suspended.
Extremely shorthanded when you consider what these players brought to the table: depth, experience, and point production. In the absence of these 4, Smith, Tatum, Goins, and Williams, Scotty Hobson, the team's leading scorer now, has to raise his level a little bit higher. And he's capable, Vern. He's a very versatile scorer. He shoots the 3 well, and he can get it going off the dribble.
Kansas comes in undefeated, ranked number 1 in the country. They feature 2 All-Americans. By Chevy and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. Along with Ronaldo Woolridge and Tennessee, Bruce Pearl. Undefeated Kansas, twice defeated Tennessee. Officiating crew: Rick Hartzell, Mark Whitehead, J.B. Caldwell. And it's taken by Xavier Henry. And he puts it immediately in the hands of Sherron Collins. Collins off a career high of 33 points in the narrow win over Cornell midweek. Henry with the first shot of the game. Rebound right to Taylor off the glass and out. Collins matches the score. Now here's Mays, gets it back, guarded by Collins. There's the screen set by Chisholm again. Jumper for 2, no. Aldridge, who averages a double-double, gets his first rebound of the game.
Aldridge had 6 block shots in the meeting a year ago against Tennessee. Again, Bruce Pearl wants to try to involve him in pick and rolls with Wayne Chisholm, and also have Chisholm be able to look at that 3-point shot.
Clean block. Mark Whitehead, J.B. Caldwell. And it's taken by Xavier Henry. And he puts it immediately in the hands of Sherron Collins. Collins off a career high of 33 points in the narrow win over Cornell midweek. Henry with the first shot of the game. Rebound right to Taylor off the glass and out. Now Bobby Mays, number 3. There's a screen set by Chisholm. Had a big night the other night in the win over Charlotte, and he opens the scoring with a long jumper for 3.
Vern, that's one of the things that Bruce Pearl told us in practice yesterday he wanted to do and needed to do. Move Aldridge around with the 3-point shooting ability of Wayne Chisholm. He's not going to be comfortable going out there behind the 3-point line to try to defend Chisholm. And here comes little big man, Sherron Collins, spraying that 3 from deep.
Sherron Collins matches the score. Now here's Mays, gets it back, guarded by Collins. There's the screen set by Chisholm again. Jumper for 2, no. Aldridge, who averages a double-double, gets his first rebound of the game.
Aldridge had 6 block shots in the meeting a year ago against Tennessee. Again, Bruce Pearl wants to try to involve him in pick and rolls with Wayne Chisholm, and also have Chisholm be able to look at that 3-point shot.
Clean block, Chisholm.
Well, Chisholm had a handful of blocks in that game a year ago as well.
He He had 6. Yes, he did.
Nice job here, bodying, timing the shot attempt, and getting a clean block on the ball. One of the keys to keep an eye on is Wayne Chisholm being able to defend effectively without getting into foul trouble. Bruce Pearl really doesn't have a backup center.
Collins misses on that one, but the long rebound, and now Taylor has it. That game, 2 Winters, Aldridge, and Collins. They've only played once. That was last year in Allen Fieldhouse, and Kansas won that in 92-85. Nice touch pass. Touched last, however, by Collins, as J.P. Prince got in the passing lane.
And Bruce Pearl talked about that yesterday in practice as well. They're going to mix up their defense and they'll play zone, but he told his team, I need deflections. And they got one there that led to a turnover.
Chisholm, and again, just not to be redundant, but this is an important part of this story. Tyler Smith dismissed from the team earlier this week. He and 3 other teammates involved in some legal difficulties involving guns in the car. And
Yesterday, he felt like at some point in time the other 3 would return, but Tyler Smith's career is over here at Tennessee, and it's an unfortunate turn of events for a young man who has had no history of ever being in trouble.
That one out of bounds on Tennessee. Well, Smith was a first-team All-SEC performer, so made great contributions to this basketball team over the course of his career. Senior Xavier Henry, one of the outstanding freshmen in the country. There's a nice bump from Prince. Oh, beautiful no-look pass. Morris tracks it down, cans it. One of the twins. This is Marcus. At the other end, Prince taken down hard. Hit first of all by Morris, and then from behind by Aldridge.
Good opportunity in transition by Tennessee. And just a tough foul coming from behind. Nothing flagrant there. It'll be 2 shots for J.P. Prince, but that time Tennessee caught Kansas in a bit of a home run trot after the made field goal. And Prince was able to get to the rim, and now will have a chance to even things up at the line. It's important that Tennessee not only make shots for him, but they create easy scoring opportunities by pushing the ball ahead, by spacing the floor, by utilizing Chisholm's versatility in shooting the ball, because Kansas is very good in the half court defensively.
Now Prince will get one more after he missed the first.
You see his numbers have improved.
Yeah.
Quite a bit over the last 6 ball games.
Well, he's been a part-time starter this year. He started 7 games. This is his 8th. You know, just a little bit in that stroke reminds me of his cousin. Tayshaun Prince, right.
Well, they're both southpaws, so that certainly gives it a similar look when you talk about their strokes.
JP started his career at Arizona, then transferred, sat out a year. Now in the corner, this is Tyshawn Taylor. With a left-handed pass, knocked away and retrieved by Taylor. Takes it strong to the basket. The follow by Aldridge not there. 2-on-2. Bobby Mays coast to coast and blows the layup. At the other end, Collins waits for Aldridge, then goes into the lane and finds the basket.
Boy, he is so tough, Vern. Really relishes the opportunity to compete in these kinds of games in this kind of environment.
Beautiful pass. Wayne Chisholm finds his teammate Scotty Hopson underneath.
Good start here for the Vols, Vern.
Yep.
Very solid start. They got a 3 from Chisholm and then good execution for a layup on that possession.
Great contrast in the last 2 games for the Jayhawks. They went on the road a week ago and destroyed a very good Temple team in Philadelphia, and then struggled at home against a very good Cornell team last Wednesday night. That one up for grabs as Cornell led by 1 with 45 seconds to go.
Pretty good defense that time by Tennessee, forcing Sherron Collins into a challenge shot late in the shot clock.
Prince. Oh, wouldn't fall. And a cheap foul by Prince on the rebound.
To start here in Knoxville, I'm going to circle Scotty Hopson. He's going to pass the ball back out here to Mays, get a little screen, and then slip to the basket here. Kansas very soft defensively, but good execution. Tennessee. He doesn't even really have to set the screen as Tyshawn Taylor is kind of lost there, but excellent execution. One of the things Bruce Pearl talked about yesterday is we've got to execute. We've got to run our stuff. We've got to make sure that we execute and get high-quality shots. And an example of that right there. Kansas has missed a few shots here early that they normally make. Well, good job that time to push it against pressure. And that's Xavier Henry. Another offense. Mildly surprised him is the efficiency with which Xavier plays. He's got a tremendous body who has no problem getting everybody else involved, running the show. But when it's time to make big shots or plays, he's always ready to do that. Nice pass there from Collins.
Yeah, beautiful. You saw Collins penetrate and kick it out.
That's what we call the 3D move. Drive, draw, and then drop that dime.
And so a 12-6 Kansas lead now. Kenny Hall, Skylar McPhee is also on the floor now, walk on. There's the lone jumper, that's very short. And Collins goes down around the ankles, grabs hold of it, gets the ball, and Kansas with its offense now. And during the timeout, Markieff Morris, one of the twins, came on the floor for Kent. Underlines the enjoyment.
Yeah, without question. Adds to the celebration. And they were excellent in that game from start to finish. Really, at both ends of the floor, Vern played a strong game on the road.
Kenny Hall misses the shot, gets the ball back, misses another. Markieff Morris gets the rebound. Henry to Tyshawn Taylor. A little bit of a mismatch, and Chisholm shoves him. That's one of Bruce Pearl. Aldridge, another substitution for Bruce Pearl's team. Another walk-on, who's a transfer from Southern Illinois, Josh Bone. Number 24 is on the floor. Morris in the lane. Fights hard. Aldridge with another rebound. Outside, Tyrell Reed is on. Brady Morningstar, beg your pardon. This is Morningstar. That's a bonus.
Loose ball scramble leads to an open shot because Kansas makes the extra pass.
And Kansas beginning to creep away now, 14-6.
Well, Tennessee, the last couple of possessions, Vern, has had some shot opportunities in the paint that they've not converted. They've got to put the ball in the basket when they get good looks. You got to take your time. I mean, he can fly.
Prince. And it's a 6-point margin. Kansas 14-8. And on the floor now we've got Collins, Tyshawn Taylor, Brady Morningstar, Markieff Morris, and Thomas Robinson. A little weave. Here's Morningstar. Sherron Collins into the lane. Dish in the corner. Morningstar for two more. No. Whistle, foul underneath against Tennessee.
J.P. Prince. He shoved just ever so slightly, partner, to gain an advantage for that long rebound. There is sometimes you can't. Obviously, the folks here not happy with the call.
Prince, they do such a good job. And that one was deflected out of bounds off Kansas. Guarding that inbound play.
Yeah, they've really mastered that. That's a trademark of Bruce Pearl's teams defensively.
That is the 14th time this year that they've had a turnover on the out-of-bounds play. They just excel at it.
Yeah, they really practice it, and they do it because they work on it, but they also understand what tracing the ball with your hands means. And he usually puts a pretty tall, rangy guy on the inbound.
In and out for the walk-on. Wrestling match, Morningstar for Kansas. Kicks it back outside for Robinson. Now here's a steadier course with Sherron Collins.
Nice spacing here for Kansas. This kid can shoot it. That was Tyrell Reed. He's an excellent three-point shooter.
Yeah, he's had one basket in each of the last two games, and both times it was for three. Off the glass and good for Tennessee. Prince. 4-point game. This is a sellout crowd of 21,000 plus. Empty pass. Nice job of the under. How about the offensive rebound And the putback from Markieff Morris.
The Jayhawks have an advantage inside with Aldridge and both Morris twins, and it doesn't have to happen or be shown on the first shot. It's on those second shot attempts. 6 offensive rebounds already for Kansas.
Josh Bone transfers Southern Illinois University, where he started 1 year, but he is a walk-on here. How about the dish underneath by Prince? Tries to find Kenny Hall. Foul is called.
I'm not saying anything. I don't know if we'll see a team do that again, though, Vern. In the words of the championship SEC head football coach and national hand champion coach Nick Saban, there is too much clutter for a team to go undefeated now, I think.
Yeah. This is Ronaldo Woolridge getting his start. His minutes have gone up from 8 to 25 now as he started his first game against Charlotte. Scotty Hopson, that's off the mark. And did they get Skylar McBee with a little nudge in the back?
I think you're right,
so.
Joe.
Yep.
Right there. He's got to find his offensive rhythm. But there you saw an example of good, tough Kansas half-court defense.
And that's Marcus Morris, who's the other of the twins. He's the starter. Back on the floor, Woolridge. Josh Bone is also on the floor, along with Hobson, Chisholm, and Skylar McBee. Got Chisholm in the block now. Gets the pass. Nice guarding by Aldridge. Here's McBee. Dishes outside. 4 on the shot clock. Screen from Aldridge. They got to hurry. That's not the shot you worked for.
Nope.
And another rebound for Aldridge.
I thought Chisholm passed up a pretty good look at the three-point shot in the corner. This is where Tennessee has to try to take advantage. If they can force a miss and get the defensive board, they've got to try to push the pace and get something early in transition.
Aldridge, he didn't call it. He gets no H for that one.
But he gets 3 for it.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Off the glass and in. Here's Aldridge. He'll pass on the 3. Hasn't taken one this year.
Hasn't taken one in his career.
There you go. Henry. Yes!
He's made a bunch of them.
Yeah.
What a stroke.
Xavier Henry hitting 47% from beyond the arc this year. Well, this is the undefeated top-ranked team, and statistically, they're pretty good.
Look, this team is to share the basketball. They space the floor, and they have inside-outside balance, Vern. Aldridge, although he's not been aggressive enough in the eyes of Bill Self looking to score, he is a force when he catches it in the paint because he can score, and he's a willing passer.
Well, take a look at this. Have shot more than 40%.
And Cornell's the only team to shoot better than Kansas did in the game. They shot 43, and Kansas won that game, but only shot 37% from the floor against the Big Red.
Back outside, good denial defense. 9 minutes to go. First half, Stephen Pearl, Bruce Pearl's son, is on the floor. He's a walk-on as well. And here's the penetration and the rejection by Henry. Into the hands of Woolridge. Woolridge, Bobby Mays, Chisholm, McBee, and Stephen Pearl. Kick outside. Oh!
That's Ronaldo. He can splash it from out there. Now that one would get a letter on you.
Yeah,
that one would.
I would, yep.
Because that one was what?
For the counter, in and out. Knocked out of bounds by Aldridge. Tennessee ball, 3-point difference. Bruce Pearl, his son Stephen was a member of the United States team in the Maccabiah games in Israel. Bruce Pearl, the head coach. They won that this summer in overtime against a very strong Israeli team. Bruce Pearl said one of the highlights of his life to coach that team. Whoa! Give him an O. All we need is an RSE.
Well, he's made 3 of them. H-O-R.
There you go. CBS Sports. Did you take note of Michigan's win at Penn State the other day?
Oh, I sure did. Actually looking forward to watching that game because Michigan was down big and made a monumental comeback in the last 13 minutes of that game. I think they outscored Penn State 38-16 or something like that.
Yeah, very close. Foul on Tennessee. Father.
Oh, very well, yeah. Banged heads against him in the NBA. Actually, when I was being recruited by Notre Dame, who was coached by Digger Phelps back in the late 70s, Orlando Woolridge and some of the other players took me on my recruiting visit at Notre Dame. So, little shout out to you, Big O.
Is that why you went to Ohio State?
Well, they put the full court press on me in the Buckeye State.
I understand that. Now they're fronting Cole Aldridge. Aldridge yet to score in the game. He does have 7 rebounds. Here's Henry and Collins. Aldridge calling for the ball. Kenny Hall in front of him. They do put Chisholm on the bench with 2 fouls. There's Aldridge for the basket. Yep.
That's a big-time board there. He's got excellent hands and really a tremendous wingspan. I think he only stands about 6'9 and a half, 6'10, Vern, but that wingspan makes him about 7'1".
Loose ball, and Mays can't control it. Tyjon Taylor. Oh! Offensive foul. Again, Wayne Chisholm is on the bench with 2 fouls. CBSSports.com is your destination for complete college basketball coverage.
On the sideline, he has the 2 personal fouls. It was a concern of Bruce Pearl's coming into the game. Could he be effective without getting into foul trouble? I think you have to sit him here. And you need to get those free throws to go down if you're going to try to tread water while your senior leader and inside presence player, Wayne Chisholm, has to sit now.
That was Stephen Pearl, coach's son, who missed the free throw. And I think we should mention that the national anthem today, sung by Bruce's daughter, Jackie, it's the 24th time she's beautiful singer. It's the 24th time she's sang the national anthem. They're 18-5 in previous games.
She probably should be singing it more.
Remember the old, I would have her sing every game. When Tony Dorsett rushes for 100 yards, the Cowboys are 34-1. That's a stat out of it. The same kind of a deal. Oh, really?
See if Tennessee can hang around now. They had that little surge from Ronaldo Woolridge. They're without Chisholm. Who can step up and score the ball for him?
There's one.
Scotty Hobson.
Yep. You've been waiting for that,
yes,
right?
We have been. And in the absence of Chisholm, I really think he has to take it upon himself to do just what he did there, be aggressively looking to score the ball.
Morningstar back after Sharon Collins. Again, Kenny Hall battling Aldridge. Here's Morris, kick out, beautiful. And Morningstar can't get it. Hobson does for the Volunteers, and a chance for their second lead of the ball game. Thomas Robinson back on the floor. And Aldridge is going to get a rest. A 10-2 Tennessee run. They had a 3-0 lead on Chisholm's opening basket. Fell behind by as many as 8. Now they're back in front by 2.
Scratching and clawing. The Jayhawks have been getting decent shots, Vern, but much like what happened against Cornell, did not convert on good quality shot attempts.
Collins. No. Hobson gets on the trampoline for a big rebound. Gets the screen, little pick and roll. Hall, no. Boy, there's an energy now about Tennessee.
And Bill Self said that's what we would see here today. Tremendous energy, not just from the fans, but from these players who have been galvanized with the suspensions and the dismissal of 4 guys. The dismissal of Tyler Smith and the suspensions of Cameron Tatum, Melvin Goins, and Brian Williams. Other guys have been given an opportunity. This is one of them, Kenny Hall, to play more extended minutes. And right now they're giving this crowd plenty to cheer about.
Just thinking about our conversation with Bruce Pearl yesterday. you know, he's trying to. It's been a very difficult week for him and the athletic department here in Tennessee. They had an incident with the football team that was unfortunate. I'm using a euphemism here, but it's been a tough week for all of them. And he was trying to take a real bad look as they missed 2 free throws and a foul on Kansas. He said this is going to be great for our team next year to get all of these kids this kind of playing.
Yeah, well, you have to look at it. Obviously, it's a disheartening situation and disappointing and painful, and the severity of the charges that are pending in that investigation with him. The other 3 players, Bruce Pearl told us he expects them back at some point in time as the investigation unfolds. But it does create the opportunity for some different players now to rise up and meet the challenge. And they've got an outstanding recruiting class coming in. Considered one of the top 5 recruiting classes in the country. So right now, they've got the Jayhawks on the ropes, on the road.
Bobby Mays cans 2, and the lead is 4. Morningstar. Penetrate, dish in the corner, no. Pearl and Bobby Mays battle for the rebound. Mays gets it.
Boy, Tennessee doing a nice job giving Kansas only 1 shot here the last few minutes.
Thompson after the crossover and gets a little bump from Hall.
Lapse of judgment on the part of Tyler Smith, who has the reputation of being a pretty consistently solid kid. And I just pray and hope that this is simply a major bump on the road in his life, that he can go through the challenges and difficulty of having to give up his senior year and lose that and learn and grow from it, and this at some point in time down the road be something that can be inspirational to other people as he gets his life in order and recovers from it.
Skip pass. Tyjon Taylor. Tyrell Reed's in the corner. Here's Collins. Shot clock at 8. Kansas has missed its last 7. Mays called for a foul on the 3-point basket.
Well, he was in excellent position, Vern, but he took a swipe that led to the bump upside of Collins' head. Let's take a look. Good defense here by Tennessee. He's not in bad position from behind, and there he gets him. A glancing blow to the head. And that's a tough foul because he was fighting the shot clock there.
Oh, boy.
And was really taking a tough shot.
Well, among areas in which he excels, put down the free throw line for Sherron Collins. He's an 84% free throw shooter.
Well, Kansas has been a little flustered here. They've settled for a couple of quick shots. They have not reestablished the inside presence they showed in the first 6 or 7 minutes, even though they didn't convert a lot of those shots. When the ball going inside created some offensive rebounding chances that they converted. Now they've settled during this Tennessee run for perimeter shots that haven't gone, and Tennessee has shut down the offensive rebounding lanes that were available earlier. So Kansas now going to have to show an awful lot more patience at the offensive end and really try to get back to getting that ball inside.
Here's the pass into Kenny Hall. Jumper. Well, they have high hopes for this young man.
With good reason. He's long, he's athletic, he's a hard worker, and he has a nice shooting touch, and he's doing a good job, and they're battling Cole Aldridge by using his quickness.
Collins, front rim, tip. Scotty Hobson on the tip. Here comes Tennessee.
Ron, that's an example of a quick perimeter shot by Sherron Collins.
How about that battle for the loose ball? Held ball, possession arrow, Volunteers. 3 minutes, 44 seconds to go in the first half.
Mays the same. So they're able to get the ball inside off the dribble. Early on, Kansas was throwing it in and getting offensive putbacks. But in the last 5 minutes, Tennessee has out-rebounded Kansas 8-2 after being dominated 17-7 in the first 12. So the energy has picked up. The defensive pressure has picked up. Kansas has started to settle for quick perimeter shots. And as a result, now this building is buzzing. The Vols are gaining confidence, and the Jayhawks are in for a tough battle on the road.
You know, I've been around you long enough to also know that it helps if you don't turn it over.
Oh, yeah, and that's another number we saw there.
Yep.
Great point, Byron. You're exactly right. Only 2 turnovers for Tennessee thus far. That's a high efficiency game when you do that.
Aldridge with the switch.
Oh, wow.
And that forces the turnover. Xavier Henry gets it.
Good defensive possession that time for KU.
Taylor back outside. Tyrell Reed had to scramble for it. Coming up on AT&T at the half, join James at the half. JB's adept at switching roles, you know.
Oh, yeah. He's got that kind of versatility.
Yeah, you bet.
Yep.
He knows his hoops.
See if Kansas can get the ball inside somehow, some way.
Henry.
That'll do.
Yeah, that'll do. I thought so, too.
Yeah, that'll do. Penetration. Leans in favor of the underdog.
How about the selection committee? Do they look at home and road?
No, not really. I think they value road wins more for that reason.
Yes.
I think there's added weight to when you go on the road and win. As a matter of fact, in my evaluation of teams, I tend to really heavily weigh who have you beaten away from your building.
Gotcha.
Not just neutral courts, but in real road environments like this.
And we'll see more of those kinds of games now. This, of course, here's Collins coast to coast. The loose ball, Henry tried to get it. It's Mays who does for Tennessee. They're up by 3. Kick it back outside. McBee for 2. Nope. Aldridge, another rebound. He's getting close to double figures. He just reached double figures.
Well, he's a double-double guy. He's not really had opportunities to shoot the ball here so far in this first half.
Now Tyshawn Taylor missing from the corner. Watched him in practice yesterday, and Bruce Pearl said, give him that shot.
Yeah. You can't take away everything.
Right.
In Bruce Pearl's mind, he hasn't proven himself as a consistent perimeter shooter, so he'd much rather have his defender slough off and try to protect the paint as opposed to going out there to try to challenge Tyshawn Taylor. And Chisholm, a little bit of a roll of the dice, but that young man there, Kenny Hall, has done a tremendous job. Really has worked hard defensively, moving his feet, being active, challenging Cole Aldridge. Very impressive stint for Kenny Hall.
So Chisholm back on the floor with 1:47 to go. He plays with 2 fouls.
Well, you would expect the senior, who's been basically a 4-year starter, to be able to handle himself effectively for 2 minutes with the 2 fouls.
Puts it in the hands of Bobby Mays. Collins out to defend him. High screen set by Chisholm. Mays finds Chisholm deep. There you go.
Beautiful execution. They got the switch, had a small guy on the big guy, and Tennessee got it right into him in perfect position. That's well done.
Aldridge still calling for it. In the corner, Taylor. Chisholm flies at him. That's a nice move by Tyshawn.
It really was, but not going according to the game plan. You just talked about it, partner. You're not supposed to fly and go by Tyshawn Taylor defensively. You're supposed to just bait him into shooting that shot. And it cost Tennessee there.
Off the mark. Aldridge. Collins. Tyrell Reed, number 14.
Oh, it says you can't afford to do that. Wow. That's just not, that is just not thinking the way you should be thinking in his situation.
Wow. Well, we gave him credit for being able to handle this. And he couldn't.
No, he sure did. Boy, that's a tough call. And that's an excellent play by Sherron Collins. He saw that daylight, and he exploded through it like he was back on that football field. You know, we talked to him this morning, and you know, he was a 3-sport star in high school, as Chisholm has to sit now with that 3rd foul, and that carries over to affecting how he can be aggressive in the second half. Talking to Sherron Collins this morning, he was an outstanding baseball player in high school, as well as a football player, and saying of the 3 sports, he loves basketball, but he misses baseball the most. He really misses baseball. Wish he could play both, but at this level, it's really hard to do it.
Out of Crane High School in Chicago. Alma mater as well of Will Bynum, and Sherron telling us this morning, people compare the 2 of them quite often. Loose ball, up and under. Kenny Hall continues to impress. Crossover behind the back, Reed for three. That's what he does best.
How about Sherron Collins, though? How about this fella? Giving his team a major surge going into the locker room at halftime. And that's something you thought Kansas would have a huge advantage with. So Tennessee executing its game plan quite well, but now they have to do it for 20 more minutes.
Yes. And Kenny Hall is on the floor. Chisholm on the bench with 3 fouls. A couple of interesting conversations I overheard at halftime. First of all, why is Chisholm on the floor in the first place? And then secondly, why could he not avoid the third foul?
I would lean towards the latter of those two because he's a senior. He's been a 4-year starter, basically. Bruce Pearl rolled the dice there, but it was a calculated and reasonable risk. He should be able to play without picking up a third foul, especially, Vern, the way he picked it up. 6'9", you don't try to take a charge when you have 2 fouls and there's 60 seconds left in the first half. You get completely out of the way.
Go sit with the trombones.
Right.
Yeah.
I just think that, and he made a basket during that stretch. They executed a good play, and he made a score.
Here's the outlet pass, and the layup.
So I have no problem with him being on the floor. It was a risk.
Right.
It was a risk. But you trust your seniors to be able to make better judgments in that situation.
Well, Tennessee gets the first bucket of the second half. And they're up by 2.
Another deflection by Prince. And it's Sherron Collins having words for Tyshawn Taylor. You know, there you see Bill Self. He talked about needing Tyshawn Taylor to hopefully take a little bit of the ball handling pressure off of Sherron Collins here today. That hasn't really happened yet. But in this second half, if Kansas is going to be able to find a way to a win, careless pass that time, another deflection on the out of bounds.
Yes, it was. Another turnover, this one in and out for Hobson. But how about their ability to defend the inbound pass?
It's uncanny.
Yeah.
A lot of it, though, you have to credit with Bruce Pearl in terms of emphasizing. Usually, as a coach, you get what you emphasize. So that is an emphasized piece to the puzzle. It's almost like scoring on out-of-bounds plays. Some coaches really hammer that to where you not only are going to get the ball in, we're putting it in the basket when we get it in on inbounds passes. Well, Bruce Pearl at the defensive end says, we're making this a scoring winning play for us defensively by getting a deflection. And he's got guys that are long and active, and I mentioned it in the first half, tracing the ball, having a knack for tracing that ball so they can get those deflections. They're excellent at it.
Well, they've got 2 turnovers in this half. Now they need to work on the free throw shooting.
Yeah, they left some cheese on the line in that first half, too. Just 5 of 9 from the stripe, and I think one of those may have been the front end of a 1-and-1.
It was. Aldridge backing in, jump up. That's his second basket of the game.
And that's what Bill Self wants to see.
Yes.
When I talked to him this morning, he said, Cole Aldridge has to become hungrier to score the ball when we throw it to him in the paint. And that time, number 45 was salivating.
I'm smiling because Bill Self, they went back on the court for the practice, and Aldridge passed up a chance to go hard to the basket and kicked it out. Self looked over at you and said, see what I'm talking about?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Loose ball. Collins. 3-on-2. Hello.
That may get Tyshawn Taylor going. That may get the young fella rolling. Beautiful pass by Sherron Collins.
Kansas by 1. Taylor now at his average per game, 7 points. Defensively on top. In the line, Prince, yes. Little scoop shot. Tennessee by 1. Morningstar. Prince at the other end. Well, okay. Go ahead, bat it away.
Yeah, that's Cole Aldridge.
Man, oh man.
Boy, Prince saw him coming, but the fact that he had to avoid the initial defender gave Aldridge all the time he needed to size that one up and put it in reverse.
So Chisholm comes back on the floor in the dead ball, and Kenny Hall is on the bench. Chisholm with 3 fouls. Beautiful. Hobson. gets the hard pass from Taylor. And Kansas soft jumper from 15.
I love the poise there, Vern. He realized what he had. His defender backed off of him. He's an excellent 15-foot jump shooter. Look and see what you have. That's a high-quality shot, even though it's early in the offense, and he splashed it.
Here's Chisholm. Out on the perimeter. Bobby Mays guarded by Collins. There's a switch. For the jump stop. Foul before the shot.
Nice job by Bobby Mays. You called it, partner. The switch. A big guy on a guard. Mays attacked him and drew the foul.
Second foul on Kansas in the half. They get Taylor?
I think so.
They did. That's his second.
His second, team third.
Woodridge will inbound. Oh, beautiful. Oh, and he missed the layup. And then the second is rejected, but he will shoot a free throw. Wow. Point blank range.
Overshot it. Cole Aldridge just wasn't aware of where the basketball was. Matter of fact, for Kansas, they probably would have rather the basket go in than Aldridge pick up that foul. Well, I think that may be only just second.
Second it is.
Yeah, it's only
Chisholm, 82% free throw shooter for the year.
Well, they're glad he didn't make the layup. Because they gain at least 1 point on the exchange here. Now, Kansas does have a little more quality depth. Oh, he missed both of them.
82%.
Yeah, would that be a factor here in the second half? And you see Bill Self able to go to his bench with one of the Morris twins to replace Aldridge.
Skip pass. Morningstar out of control for Rebel.
Well, that was shaky on a number of occasions.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. That was a disjointed effort from the start for Kansas.
10 turnovers for Kansas. And among the highlights for Tennessee in this game, only 4 turnovers so far. But here's an anomaly. They're shooting better from the field than they are from the free throw line. Missed that one, air ball. But they're only 6 of 13 at the line so far.
It's a handful.
With
it's not,
Bo Ryan.
Oh, it's not very many.
Nope.
Young fella Jordan Taylor, the sophomore guard, stepped up and had a career high in that game. 22 points for Taylor, who's an outstanding prospect.
Xavier Henry has the ball in his hands. Collins. Here's Taylor. Skylar McBee guards him. Collins from way outside. Loose ball. No numbers here, but what the heck. Take it all the way, and Bobby Mays puts it in off the glass.
This is what an offensive player loves to see. Open court with defenders backpedaling, because you're in control as long as you can handle the ball and finish both ways. Excellent job by Bobby Mays to amp up the afterburners and get right between those defenders to the rim.
And in the process, Tyshawn Taylor picks up number 3 and gets a seat on the bench. Now Morningstar is going to go out as well. So the Morris twins are both on the floor now. Marcus wearing number 22, Markeith wearing number 21.
Without Tyshawn Taylor, Kansas really doesn't have another high-level playmaker outside of Sherron Collins, but Tyrell Reed going to have to rise to the occasion.
Yeah, he's much more known for his shooting ability than his playmaking ability. Here's Collins, and here's what Reed does best. This time, no sir. Here comes Tennessee, forcing the pace. Mays again brings it back outside. Chisholm for 3. Tennessee is 5 of 11 on three-pointers, and Chisholm has 2 of them. From the corner, Collins. There's an answer.
That's what we call putting the mute button. on the crowd, on the home crowd. And Sherron loves to do that.
The crowd, by the way, here's McBee, Skylar McBee. Turned down several mid-major scholarship offers to walk on here in hopes of getting a scholarship. McBee was also a high school quarterback. Rutledge, Tennessee. Outside now, Bobby Mays. 14:09 to go. Mays. That's his 4th 3 of the ball game. And it was his back-to-back threes midway through the first half that fueled and energized this crowd.
No question about it.
Uh-oh, this could be Chisholm's 4th. This is Chisholm's 4th.
Early on, Chisholm did a nice job there defensively. Good activity by Prince. And the uncanny ability to create turnovers off inbound passes. But you made a good point there. The 4th, there you see turnover margin, 3rd in the NCAA, 2nd in the ACC. I'm sorry, in the SEC for Tennessee. But this man now has to sit. +7 at 13:44 are the critical numbers as Chisholm sits down.
I don't want to overcharacterize the foul, but it was a little bit of a cheapie again. And here is Collins taken down, and the foul is going to be called on Prince, I believe. Yes, and that's his 4th foul. So this got 2 of his best players on the bench with 4 fouls apiece.
Well, we talked about it at the top, not having those 4 players available. It's defense, experience, point production, and depth that you lose.
Reed.
He's been short on them all, Vern.
Outlet pass, Woolridge. Reed, that deliberate? It is not so ruled.
Boy, good look ahead. And that's just a hard play on the ball coming from behind by Reed. 2 free throws for Woolridge.
He's only shot 7 times this year. 6 of 7, and they need these 2. Yep, 7 of 8. Boy, he's had a solid offensive game.
He really has,
yep.
Yeah. Nice-looking young player. Actually got quite a few minutes last year. Started early on and just had his minutes and time dwindle as the season went on. Was stuck behind Tyler Smith this year until the indiscretion of Smith, and now him being gone. That opens up opportunity for Woolridge. But Sherron Collins, this guy is one of the outstanding winners in college basketball in the last decade and a half. When you consider being part of the national championship team, an integral part of the national championship team, multiple Big 12 titles and regular season titles and tournament titles, and you love his competitive spirit, Vern. The harder it gets, the more he likes it.
Pearl got the timeout call.
I don't know. Wow.
Remaining teams, the Jayhawks jumped out to an 8-point first half. And though Tennessee is up by 6 right now, they've got 2 players on the bench with 4 fouls. Shorthanded. Chisholm and Prince both sitting with 4.
First time we've seen a zone defense from Kansas that I can recall. Looking to stem the tide and perhaps try to get to those perimeter shooters. Tennessee has hurt the Jayhawks today from behind the 3-point line.
Bone, shot clock at 6. Woolridge has hit 4 threes. That one contested at the other end. Whoa, dangerous. And 2 fall by Sherron Collins.
Yeah, I think it was a catchable ball, though, Vern.
Do you?
I really do. Morris got 2 hands on it, and I think he just lost. He didn't look it into his hands completely. A tough catch, but one that a player at this level should be able to handle when he gets 2 hands on it.
Second half turnovers now. Kansas with 5. And the Volunteers have not turned it over. They've only had 4 turnovers in the game.
Yeah. And when you're trying to pull an upset, Vern, when you're overmatched and undermanned, you got to shoot a good percentage. You need to make threes, and you have to take care of the basketball. And they've done those 2 things pretty well today.
Josh Bone for three. That's his first made three-pointer of the season. Aldridge at the other end. Bone, one of the three walk-ons we mentioned, getting extensive playing time. And Tennessee, they're better from three-point range than they are from the free throw line.
Well, you get more for the three than you do for the freeze.
You know what? There's a sociology major, and I can figure that out.
Here's another one. Just a little short. That is Bone.
11:01 to go.
It appears to me, as just a casual fan, I think they're going to be tough. I mean, San Diego obviously finished the season strong. That's going to be a good one. We got a pretty good one right here.
Yeah, we do. 53-46. Here's Xavier Henry, number one. Aldridge back on the floor. Entry pass, elbow, offense. They got Markieff Morris. That's his third.
Pretty good job of selling that call by Stephen Pearl. In that situation, Morris has a size advantage. He's got good position. Don't worry about being physical with it. Just catch the ball and finish.
At the other end, here's Josh Bone back outside. Bobby Mays, Hobson, Stephen Pearl, and Kenny Hall. So 2 of the 5 on the floor. He's not.
Young fella.
Wow. Largest lead of the game for Tennessee. Henry, Tyrell Reed, back to Collins. All the way. And a foul. Boy, did he lay that up softly and nicely.
That's tremendous strength and concentration. So is this. Baseline drive. Scotty Hobson bouncing to the finish. And then we come back the other way. You knew it was going to be in his hands. And Kenny Hall did a nice job trying to get there, but the emphasis on that area under the basket, you're not going to be able, as a weak side defender, to come and be that close to the goal and take a charge. So a good call there. Good aggressive drive by Sherron Collins.
And a chance for a three-point play now. He's 3 of 4 at the line in this ballgame as we near the midway point of the second half.
And we just saw Tyshawn Taylor return. Is he saddled with 4 fouls? Yes, he is playing with 4. A little full court pressure here. Kansas trying to do something to disrupt this rhythm of Tennessee. The zone defense in the half court. Little full court pressure there, make them use some shot clock. Well, I tell you, Bobby Mays has had a really solid game running the team for Tennessee today. Hasn't been spectacular, but he hasn't made mistakes, and he's capitalized on the few chances that he's had to get that ball in the lane.
Shot clock at 7. The zone working well. Here's Mays. Has to pull up jumper over Aldridge. It's short, but a foul. No. And David Letterman. That's all tomorrow on CBS. Collins guarded by Mays. Screen set by Aldridge. Collins with a pull-up jumper. No. Pearl. And he's fouled by Collins.
And that will be the 7th team foul, I think, on Kansas. So Tennessee will have a chance to add points from the free throw line. That's a good look. Bill Self's team loves to run that side ball screen for Collins because he's so good at pulling up off the dribble for the 3 or getting into the lane for the floater.
Stephen Pearl's second trip to the lane. Boy, they've been woeful as a team at the free throw line today.
No chance.
Yep. So he's 0 for 2, and as a team, 8 of 17. 8 of 17. Taylor. All the way. Short. Aldridge, another rebound. A jumper, and he's going to go to the line.
Boy, the Vols have really taken advantage of their opportunity. Scotty Hobson has been very effective. So too has Bobby Mays. The three-point shooting has been timely from a number of guys. A good shooting game and a low turnover game has Tennessee on the lead right now.
Woolridge back on the floor. Aldridge misses the first. Well, Wayne Chisholm and J.P. Prince went to the bench, 4 fouls each, about the 13:40 mark, within 10 seconds of each other. At that point, Kennedy passed to Taylor. And Tyshawn Taylor's going to go to the bench, free throw line. Standing at free throws, both at
69% on the season, yeah. That's a little bit below good.
Yeah.
Actually below average, really. Subpar might be a better way to describe it.
I like below good.
Oh, you like below good?
Below good, yeah.
Oh, okay,
that
all right,
works. Bill Self, chatting with him this morning. You said, who's the best team you've seen? Texas.
Yeah, he thought the Longhorns were it.
Big 12.
Just like their size and their experience. Got an outstanding freshman there, too. Avery Bradley had a terrific game in that win
29,
yesterday against
yeah,
Colorado. Damian James has been an absolute beast on the glass and putting points on the board.
And Kansas and Texas will play only once this year.
That's right.
That's in Austin in mid-February. Hobson. Nice. Oh, beauty.
He's slippery, isn't he?
Oh.
Eel-like.
And a turnover. And David Letterman, that's all tomorrow on CBS. Collins guarded by Mays. Screen set by Aldridge. Collins with a pull-up jumper. No. Pearl. And he's fouled by Collins.
And that will be the 7th team foul, I think, on Kansas. So Tennessee will have a chance to add points from the free throw line. That's a good look. Bill Self's team loves to run that side ball screen for Collins because he's so good at pulling up off the dribble for the three or getting into the lane for the floater.
Stephen Pearl's second trip to the lane. Boy, they've been woeful as a team at the free throw line today. Like that.
No chance.
Yep. So he's 0 for 2, and as a team, 8 of 17. 8 of 17. Taylor. All the way, short. Aldridge, another rebound. A jumper, and he's going to go to the line.
Boy, the Vols have really taken advantage of their opportunity. Scotty Hobson has been very efficient. So, too, has Bobby Mays. The three-point shooting has been timely from a number of guys. A good shooting game and a low turnover.
10 seconds of each other. At that point, Tennessee was up by 7. They're now up by 5. So they've only dropped 2 points off the lead.
Excellent point. They've continued to maintain that cushion.
Mays again. Hobson. Henry. Pass to Taylor. And Tyshawn Taylor's going to go to the bench, free throw line. Bobby Mays with the foul. That's number 2. Taylor at the line. Neither of these teams particularly outstanding at free throws, both at
69% on the season, yeah. That's a little bit below good.
Yeah.
Actually below average, really. Subpar might be a better way to describe it.
I like below good.
Oh, you like below good?
Below good, yeah.
Oh, okay,
that
all right,
works. Bill Self, chatting with him this morning. You said, who's the best team you've seen? Texas.
Yeah, he thought the Longhorns were it.
Big 12.
Just like their size and their experience. Got an outstanding freshman there, too. Avery Bradley had a terrific game in that win
29,
yesterday against
yeah,
Colorado. Damian James has been an absolute beast on the glass and putting points on the board.
And Kansas and Texas will play only once this year.
That's right.
That's in Austin in mid-February. Hobson. Nice. Oh, beauty.
He's slippery, isn't he?
Oh.
Eel-like.
And a turnover. Turnovers in the game. 7 in this half. 5 in the game for the Volunteers. Hall, fadeaway. That didn't look good.
Wasn't really set. Wasn't on balance there, Vern.
Xavier Henry, Marcus Morris, Taylor Collins. And there's twin to twin. And a miss. Put back. There's a foul called on Kenny Hall.
Both teams, partner, are over the limit, and we just talked about how each team is at 69% free throw shooting for the season. Very well could come down to which team can do the better job at knocking down free throws the rest of the way.
Well, Marcus Morris cans that one and will shoot one more. So Kansas as a team now 9 of 13 at the free throw line.
And I think it's imperative for Kansas to really force the ball inside.
1 of 2. Rebound Tennessee.
To play inside out the rest of the way, Vern. If you get an open shot after you've thrown the ball inside on the perimeter, that's fine. But I don't think Kansas should be settling for perimeter shots without throwing that ball inside. And they continue to stay in the zone defense. Again, this is a way to try to get out to the shooters of Tennessee and also make the Vols use some shot clock.
McBee. Yes. Eight-point lead, Tennessee. They are 8 of 17. That's the exact amount they are from the free throw line. 8 of 17 for the one-pointers, 8 of 17 for the three-pointers. He's now 5 of 6. We mentioned in the first half, 84% free throw shooter for the season.
And he's a gamer too, Vern. Out of different situations, and he may very well have to do that here today, but he's more than capable, and he's always ready and willing. Matter of fact, he wants that ball in his hands pretty much the rest of the way here.
I would think so, yeah. Bill Self making the point that he's fine with distributing the ball in the first 30 minutes of the game.
Right. Man-to-man defense here for Kansas.
Yeah, Hobson. We got him. Xavier Henry, I think. Let's see it. Yep.
I think you're right.
Yep. That's his third. So this is also becoming a game of attrition.
Yeah, it is. Nice aggressive drive that time by Scotty Hobson. Recognizing the changing defense, and after a little ball movement, put it on the floor and got himself to the foul line. 9th team foul.
And he's 2 of 3 for the game. 9th team foul, so next time Tennessee shoots double.
We probably better anchor ourselves in there, partner.
Oh, goodness. Yes, indeed.
I'd rather not be anywhere else at this point. This has been good action. Really good action here. Let's see if Kansas can find a way to close the gap. If it's going to happen, I think they've got to be able to get some touches to Cole Aldridge inside.
Exactly.
But watch Kenny Hall use his feet and try to break contact and get in front.
Here's for 3. Taylor! Huge basket. Huge. 5-point margin. 6:18 to go. Mays guarded by Collins.
Tyshawn Taylor on Hobson.
There's the penetration, the scoop shot, off the glass and good. Bobby Mays. Collins forces the issue. Pull-up jumper, 3. What did you say? He wants the ball? Is that? Wow.
Tell you what, boy, he's something. There you see the stat we talked about earlier. 88 straight opponents to field goal percentage under 50. It's the longest streak in Tennessee, right at 48.
Yep.
So far, but they're going to have to finish strong if they're going to win this game against Kansas.
By the way, this is the first time ever that Tennessee has hosted the #1 ranked team in this arena, Thompson Bowl. Last time they hosted a team here 43 years ago, they beat Kentucky as a #1 team in 1966. That was at the old Stokely Event Center. Chisholm back on the floor, and he turns it over.
Yep, just lost it. Good job by Aldridge to wall him up.
Kenny Hall quickly as Bruce Pearl gives Chisholm the hook.
I think that's offense, defense.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Offense, defense. I don't know if he'll continue to do it that way, but that's what it appeared to be there.
Xavier Henry, Collins puts it on the floor, drives, tries to use the glass. Off the mark, Scotty Hopson with a rebound for the Volunteers. 5:14 to go. And the #1 team, undefeated Kansas in the country, trailing by 5.
No real post presence for Tennessee now, so they'll keep that lane open and look to drive it and maybe kick it out for the 3.
There's a switch again. Here's the jumper from Hopson. And Xavier Henry is uncontested for the rebound. 4:40 to go. Here's Henry. What a move. What a move. The switch to the left. Of course, he is a left-hander. And there it goes.
What a display of poise and strength here.
Now in double figures with 10. And Hall and McBee are out. Chisholm and J.P. Prince are back on the floor for Tennessee.
Well, J.P. Prince is a guy who slashes and drives it to the basket.
There was Henry defensively. There's Aldridge with a block. Here's Tyshawn Taylor. Hopson back. Underneath the basket a little too far, but a foul is called. Well, Kansas and Texas. Texas with a big win yesterday to remain undefeated. Kentucky had a heck of a struggle against Georgia at home. Villanova was up by 20 at one point, hung on to win. Syracuse won this afternoon. And here's Taylor at the line. 1-1. He's got one more. And this for the tie. We are tied as we were at halftime. And this is a 10-2 Kansas run.
Well, they've done it with the defense run. And then the play of Collins and Tyshawn Taylor both have picked it up. Well, Collins has been outstanding all game. Taylor's had a nice little power surge here of late.
Prince. Chisholm. Aldridge out to contest that potential 3. Here's the pick set by Chisholm. The switch. Aldridge. Lays over Aldridge.
That's exactly what he's supposed to do. Aldridge has to back off to respect his speed, and May step right into that jump shot confidently.
That was for 2. Prince. Here's Hopson. How about Sherron Collins? But it will not drop.
Points off turnovers for Tennessee.
Woolridge will inbound. And they get it into the hands of Chisholm. Here's Bobby Mays. He's had a really effective day.
Boy, has he ever, Vern. Has not really forced one situation, and when he's had chances to score, he's converted.
Back into his hands, under 3 to go. Got a 4-point Tennessee lead, trying to hand Kansas its first defeat of the year. Here's Chisholm, little stutter step. Nope. Aldridge with another rebound. Xavier Henry, 16 rebounds for Aldridge. That equals his season high. No call. Outside, Taylor forces his way, tries to dish it underhand. Ball on the floor. Tennessee. Bobby Mays, 2-on-2. All the way and a foul. No basket.
Another deflection and another turnover. And here's Mays coming right at you. Anticipated that he would get hit. A good foul there by Collins. You don't want to give a guy an easy layup this late in the game.
Mays, an outstanding free throw shooter at 87% for the season. Perfect today. He's now 4 for 4. Brady Morningstar is on, so is Tyrell Reed. Morris and Taylor will head to the Kansas bench. And Mays will shoot one more. .220 to go. A steal. Prince, followed by Collins. And a foul is called on Collins. That's his third.
What a play by J.P. Prince. He has been unbelievable today with his ability to get deflections and steals. He hasn't produced a lot of points, but boy, has he had his impact. Bill Self knew he was going to see a galvanized team and an energized building. As a matter of fact, I asked him this morning, I said, you probably would rather they had their full complement of players, because in the short term, Vern, when you get undermanned and you have adversity, it really can rise up a team to a high level of emotion and intensity and execution, and we've seen that on display here. The defensive effort by this guy and his team has been outstanding. But Prince, not a very good free throw shooter, as a matter of fact.
60%.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, it was. I was thinking south of 50. Two big misses there.
Yes. So
Still a two-possession game instead of being a three-possession game.
The free throw woes may come back to haunt Tennessee. Collins on the floor, guarded by Mays, kicking the corner. Reed for three. No. Woolridge with a rebound.
That's a good shot for a really good shooter. He's just not had a good day today stroking the ball, but Tyrell Reed was on balance. Collins got it to him perfectly, and he just didn't knock it down.
And J.P. Prince goes back to the line. As a team, Tennessee, 12 of 23. Prince for the day, 50%, 3 of 6. Margin is 7.
Kansas can't stand around and watch Sherron Collins. Tough shot. Really tough shot.
Air ball.
Yeah, that's a tough shot by Sherron. In that situation, Vern, you want to try to throw it inside or drive it to the basket. I mean, Tennessee is over the limit in fouls, too. You take a shot like that, you bail them out. You don't put any pressure on them.
Quite a story unfolding here. Aldridge goes to the bench. Here comes Bobby Mays. Volunteers by 7 with 1:34 to go. Whoa, behind the back. Here's Morningstar. Rejected. Morningstar goes down. Prince.
I think it's Dairy Queen. I think he's DQ. Excellent effort by Prince and Mays, but you see he got him with the body. Yeah, no question about it. Great play up top on the ball, but he got him with the body, and that'll be his 5th foul.
Well, he has been marvelous defensively today.
Boy, has he ever. Boy, he's been like an octopus out there. Arms everywhere.
Yes.
But this gives Kansas now an opportunity to cash in, get into some full court pressure, and the missed free throws, you mentioned it a little while ago. Tennessee really should be up more than what they are had it not been for the missed free throws. So now that looms large. There you see the numbers both ways. Tennessee enjoying a nice advantage in volume, but -1 in makes.
Morningstar at the line. First time this afternoon.
He's only played 5 games. This is his 6th game.
Suspended for the first 9 because of a DUI charge back in February. Well,
short on that one.
That's only the 2nd free throw he's attempted all season. He's got one more. Bobby Mays urging the crowd on. Woolridge as well. And Scotty Hobson looks at Mays and says, cut it out. Cut it out. Concentrate on the game. Morningstar gets the roll.
Well, he did concentrate on the game. There's a break in the action there.
Yeah, okay. There's a trap in the backcourt. Mays hit from behind, no call. Timeout, Tennessee.
Bill Self knew he was going to see a galvanized team and an energized building. As a matter of fact, I asked him this morning, I said, you probably would rather they had their full complement of players. Because in the short term, Vern, when you get undermanned and you have adversity, it really can rise up a team to a high level of emotion and intensity and execution. And we've seen that on display here. The defensive effort by this guy and his team has been outstanding. But Prince, not a very good free throw shooter, as a matter of fact.
60%.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, I was thinking south of 50. Two big misses there.
Yes.
Still a 2-possession game instead of being a 3-possession game.
The free throw woes may come back to haunt Tennessee. Collins on the floor, guarded by Mays, kicking the corner. Reed for 3. No. Woolridge with a rebound.
That's a good shot for a really good shooter. He's just not had a good day today stroking the ball, but Tyrell Reed was on balance. Collins got it to him perfectly, and he just didn't knock it down.
And J.P. Prince goes back to the line. As a team, Tennessee, 12 of 23. Prince for the day, 50%, 3 of 6. Margin is 7.
Kansas can't stand around and watch Sherron Collins. Tough shot. Really tough shot.
Air ball.
Yeah, it's a tough shot by Sherron. In that situation, Vern, you want to try to throw it inside or drive it to the basket. I mean, Tennessee is over the limit in fouls, too. You take a shot like that, you bail them out. You don't put any pressure on them.
Quite a story unfolding here. Aldridge goes to the bench. Here comes Bobby Mays. Volunteers by 7 with 1:34 to go. Whoa, behind the back. Here's Morningstar. Rejected. Teams with a timeout remaining and the possession arrow volunteers.
Those are the vital numbers you see right there. For Kansas now, they've got the pressure and try to force a turnover. You're right on the line as to whether or not you foul. The way Tennessee has shot free throws, maybe you give yourself 8, 10, 12 seconds to come up with the turnover, and then you foul. But in this situation, Vern, I would love to see a different rule in college basketball. There's only 27, there's 8 seconds gone off the shot clock already.
Right.
Because the timeout was called, now Tennessee gets a new 10 seconds to get this ball over the timeline, when in reality, they should probably only be allowed 3.
There's a steal. Morningstar. Yes!
Bill Self knew he was going to see a galvanized team and an energized building.